everyone, happy Saturday. This is my total Saturday getup and I'm meal prepping and thought that I would do a quick video about batch prepping. So batch prepping is essentially going to use a lot of the same ingredients and you just prep it all at once. It saves a ton of time.
Yeah.
And we are doing both for supper tonight.
Mama, I'm your assistant, tell that.
This is my assistant, he says. So we're gonna do the supper for tonight, which is chicken fajitas. We're gonna make a salsa for tomorrow's game, and then we're gonna do a cilantro honey lime chicken. So I'm just going to share this video really quickly. If you are new, say hi. If you have watched me before, just say hello. If you're watching this on the replay, hashtag replay. I'm going to be sharing these recipes inside of my Revitalize Your Life group. So if you're interested in that, just drop me a little comment below and say group, and I will add you to that group. That's where I'm going to be sharing my recipes and meal strategy, meal planning strategies this week. So hopefully you can join us for that. So I'm going to do 3 different recipes. I'm going to try to do things fairly quickly to keep this video short. So say hi when you jump on.
Hi, Mom, can I tell another joke?
Just hang on. So I've already prepared the chicken. It's just plain chicken with a little bit of fajita seasoning on it. And then I started cutting up the green peppers.
I'm going to tell you a joke.
So here's what I'm doing. I'm putting together all of my peppers. So I just got a bunch of peppers. I've got tomatoes and jalapenos from my garden, some onion, cilantro. When you get cilantro, you get such a huge bunch of it, so I like to use all that I possibly can out of it so I don't waste it. So that's why I'm doing 3 different recipes, all cilantro pepper based, and then I'm gonna freezer prep a meal for later on this week. The freezer or the fajitas that I'm making are also going to be perfect. Hang on. Are going to be perfect for reheating or just to throw on a salad later this week. What, honey?
What are you doing in a video?
So this is what it's like meal prepping with kids. This is why I totally understand moms that are busy and are struggling to get meals to the table really quickly and try to be healthy. So this whole process is going to take me about 20 minutes tops to cook all 3 or prep all 3 of these things. And I'm using things from my garden, which is awesome. So I'm just cutting up a couple different styles of bell peppers into long strips and throwing them in my crock pot. All of this you could also do in a freezer bag and freeze this for later. So keep that in mind. I love freezer meals because they're so quick and simple. They're easy to do, so easy to prep for. I'm also cutting up some of the pepper. I'm not using all of the pepper in the chicken fajitas, so I'm also going to chop them up and throw them in for my salsa.
And fold them in. And then
my little assistant.
And then the video is going to be done.
So I just chop it up into these little pieces.
Can I see?
And then we're just throwing them in this bowl for salsa.
Can I see?
Yep, just like this. Right? So I grab all 3 colors of peppers I love at Costco. Please don't touch the knife, honey. He's helping me cut, hopefully. Good, we gotta be very careful with knives, right?
Yes.
Yes, please set that down. Thank you. All right, so at Costco you get all 3, I'm gonna do this part, okay? All 3 red, orange, yellow in one little thing. It's awesome. So we've got 3 different ones. How many of you, if you're jumping on meal prep or are interested in learning about more, freezer meals, like I said, especially are one of my favorites because they're just all ready to go. And you can either throw them in a crock pot in the morning or an Instapot when you get home, which I do a lot of. Hey, Brenda. You're having a good day. It's beautiful out. Hoping to get outside. Now that I got most of my inside cleaning stuff done, I am going to get some outside stuff done. Because you never know when it's going to be your last chance. This is the hardest part about Minnesota. All right, so I'm just finishing up here with these peppers. In the crock pot is a chicken fajita seasoning. I just use like a run-of-the-mill whatever seasoning. So nothing special, but just cutting up into these strips. Once this cooking chicken is cooked, you're going to be able to shred it, which is the best part. You could also cut it up, but when you do it this crock pot style, it shreds super easily. Sure is beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna chop up a few of these strips here and throw it in my salsa.
That looks good for supper.
Looks good for supper.
Yeah.
So some people say buying in bulk, you know, I always end up wasting stuff. So this is one way that I save money and time is by batch prepping with a lot of the same ingredients.
I don't feel very good.
Okay, honey. So I'm gonna use a few jalapenos from my garden. I like to use the seeds in them just because they add a little bit more flavor to it. When they are cooked in the crock pot like this, you know, you kind of get a full flavor. So I'm gonna chop up these jalapenos. Try not to get anything in my eyeballs. The jalapenos from the garden, if you've never grown jalapenos, holy cow, they are so strong in their flavor. I love it. I just had no idea.
Hot.
They are so hot. That's exactly right. I make salsa all the time, and when I first used these jalapenos, it was a bit of a shock. All right, so we got some jalapenos in there, some bell peppers. I'm going to do a little bit of onion here. So this is all going in both my chicken fajita meal and my salsa. Why are you wasting that?
Well, I eat the top.
Okay. So I'm just chopping up. I suppose you can't see what's all happening here. Just chopping though, nothing exciting. I'm a big fan of spiciness. My family, Ryan is, but the kids obviously aren't. So I usually have to make 2 of different things. But
I like McDonald's.
you do. He's a big fan of chicken nuggets. Put some onion in here.
And I'm a big fan of candy.
And a big fan of candy. Which Mom is not. I don't know where he gets that from. I'm not a big fan of candy. Ryan's not. Who knows? All right, so I'm just gonna chop off the rest of this onion for my salsa. If you're doing meal prepping, you're always gonna need a couple things. A good cutting board and an awesome knife. Use this knife for everything. And then freezer bags. That's really all you need. You don't need anything fancy, which is the best part. No, please. All right, throwing this in the salsa.
Mom?
Yes.
Well, I couldn't eat the whole thing of the candy.
Yeah?
So can I please?
All right, so we're gonna grab some of this cilantro, and I'm just gonna grab a batch of it here.
Ooh.
Not right now, honey.
Please. Please, can you? Please, can you? The movie's done, Mom.
Okay. Of course the movie gets done. All right, so we're gonna do just a bunch of cilantro just chopped up here, and this is gonna go into the fajitas. Kids are also a fan of nuggets. I know. I do get the dino nuggets from Costco, which usually suffices most days. He loves dino nuggets. One of the favorite things that I just discovered at Costco and I put in my recipe the other day for the grilled steak tacos was the cilantro lime cream. Please don't do that. And It's available in a little 2-bottle thing, and it's amazing. It's what they use in their street tacos. Hey, Zach, can you not do that, please? All right, the last thing I'm gonna do in our fajitas, I think I got it all. Oh, squeeze a little bit of lime into the mix here. So I just use real limes. I get a little bag of them. Whew. All right, so that's all that I'm doing for the chicken fajita. So chicken fajita seasoning, the chicken, jalapenos, peppers, onions, and cilantro.
Cassie, I'm your assistant.
Yes, did we do good?
Yeah, what?
Did we do good?
Oh, they okay.
All right, so I just put that on high for about 4 hours, so it'll be perfect for supper time. To finish my salsa, I would cut up all these tomatoes.
Mom,
yes,
look,
honey.
Look out the candles.
Oh, you blew out the candle. Okay.
Yeah,
And I'm going to do this real quick just to show you what I'm doing.
I wish for a dinosaur.
You wished for a dinosaur?
Yeah.
Okay, good luck with that. I'll cut up the tomatoes real quick here.
Mom, can you put the candles on again?
Not right now, honey. So I like to use Roma tomatoes in my salsa. Just a little bit different of a flavor, a little softer, a little bit more salsa-like.
That smells good.
That's it.
And this is all
So it's a little bit like a pico de gallo type salsa.
And
No, can you put that back, please?
And this is all smell good thing.
It's our spiced apple candle. We're getting a little fall up in here today.
Yeah, we're getting a little hot in here.
A little hot in here.
Yeah, cause.
Like Nelly?
Huh?
Like Nelly?
Yeah.
I have no idea who that is. All right. So I will cut more tomatoes here when I'm done, but I'm going to move on real quick here. Get a little bit of cilantro as well in the salsa, and I squeeze lime in there as well. Let's keep it really fresh. So lime, chop the cilantro. You can always add in as much as you want for peppers, onions, that kind of thing. A lot of the times it's whatever's left over, and then I'll cut up, you know, if I've got leftover peppers or something like that for my salads during the week. All right, so I will add in some more tomatoes, but peppers, onions, cilantro, tomatoes, that's what I'm using for my salsa. Oh, thank you. Just what we need is the dog now. Okay, so the last thing we're gonna make is a cilantro honey lime chicken. So I just grab a freezer bag.
Yep.
And I've got a package of chicken here.
Mom.
So this is the freezer meal part. So this is what I'll have.
Yes.
I will have at some point this week. So what I usually do is take them out to thaw and either throw them into the Instapot when I get home for about 30 minutes, or I will have them already thawed.
Mom,
and
can you open this?
throw them into the crock pot when I get in the morning.
Opening the little candy that you saw.
Okay, so we've got the chicken in the bag. We're gonna do a few of these limes here. You could do about a 1/4 cup of lime juice. I like the fresh limes myself. So I'm gonna squeeze these into the bag. All of these recipes I will post on my blog eventually, but if you are looking for more meal prep, freezer meal ideas, join the Revitalize Your Life group. I'll post a link here where this video is posted in the comments, and you can join there. So if you're doing fresh limes, it's about 2 limes. That will give you enough juice for chicken here. These can be great grilled, or you can throw them in the Instapot. Either one works. I grill if I have time. Most of the time I don't, but.
In Iowa one, you can do this with your teeth so you can get candy out.
He's showing you how to floss, like the actual floss, not the dance move. It's always hard when my hands are wet. So we do a little bit of honey.
Yes, because I love honey.
If I can get it open here without killing myself. I've made this a lot, so I'm not going to measure, but we do like a half a cup of honey. So this really like gives it this sweet flavor, and it kind of balances out the cilantro.
It sure does. And I love meat.
Yes, you do. All right, so half a cup of honey, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce.
And so I'm gonna eat my supper tonight so I can get more candy.
You don't need any more candy. All right, so about 2 tablespoons. Totally winging this here, but I've made this quite a few times. We're gonna do a little bit of garlic.
Garlic? We don't even have.
You can do cloves of garlic and minced, and just throw it in there. I have some minced prepared because I use garlic a lot in my cooking. I'm also going to throw in some of the cilantro lime rub from Wild Tree, which unfortunately is no longer in business. It's no longer alive. So I'm gonna throw that in there, what I had left. We're gonna do some cilantro. So I'm gonna finish just chopping up the rest of my cilantro here. So now I've used all of my cilantro, so none of it goes to waste. And then we're gonna throw in just a little bit of pepper and salt. Hi, Patricia, thanks for joining. Just finishing up our cilantro honey lime chicken. It is amazing. So I'm just gonna throw this all in here. All off my hands. With a little bit of pepper. Oops, wrong side.
Well, I'll add a pepper.
And I'm winging it here. I will post the recipe in the group and my blog here shortly. All of it is in this freezer bag. Try to get out as much air as possible before you seal it. This stuff is so good. Again, you can grill it, throw it in the crock pot or Instapot. So I just kind of get it all around so it will marinate. I would let this marinate for about 15 minutes or so before you freeze it. I also will double bag my freezer meals. Sometimes stuff leaks, so this is the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, because that's what happened in our last video.
That's what happened in our last video. And then I just write the date. What's the date today? The 14th. 9/14. Cilantro lime chicken. And then I'm all set. So now I've got my fajitas processing over there in the crock pot. I will finish up my salsa here, and I've got 1 freezer meal. By batching, you can always add.
Bye, guys.
You can always add more chicken, so you could double up on the recipe. So you could have 2 of these freezer meals. If you were doing the chicken fajitas as a freezer meal, you could do 4 meals, all with the same ingredients.
Yeah.
Which he loves. So again, thank you for watching. I will post the link to the group if you're interested in learning more about meal planning and prep. Nothing specific in terms of a product, but I just find it helps people enjoy their lives a little bit more when it's all ready to go and you don't have to spend a lot of time cooking, but you can still get healthy meals. So thanks for watching, and check out the link for the group in the comments and share the video if you like the video. So I hope you guys have a great Saturday.
Yeah.
Say bye. You say bye?
Bye.
Whoa.
Bye.
Okay, bye.